Y'all boys cling on to them ratings and them stats too
I
much,
don't get.
bro.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about the ratings. I don't care none about that.
So that's the whole basis of the argument, though.
Not mine. I don't give a shit
The
about
viewership
what
and
the
the rating.
viewership is. I'm talking about what I'm watching. I don't care about the viewership.
Those two games were ass.
Welcome to another edition of Hits and Hoops. I am Tyler, and I'm here with my pick and roll partner Dixon. What's good, Chicho?
Well, go on, bruv. Been a minute since the UK accent, and it just a freestyle thing.
Today's episode is 98% football with a little bit of tinfoil hat talk at the end. We're going to be getting into the NFL awards, our NFL awards, because the season's wrapping up. First, to the listeners and the watchers, make sure you subscribe, like, follow, comment, share on YouTube, IG, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple. But first things first, before we get into the awards, let me ask you if you know about a story about a big bad Grinch that stole Christmas. And it wasn't from a little kid, it was from the NBA. And this Grinch is called the NFL. Dixon, it's done. NBA is not getting it back. I'm just letting you know that now. It don't matter what day
What?
of the week, they're going to figure out
What?
how to get the NFL on Christmas Day. Santa's new favorite sport is going to be NFL.
All right, so at what point does the ratings pass like the product? How important is the rating compared to the actual product, to the actual quality? Because I'm more of a quality guy. Because, yeah, you could have mad viewers. McDonald's has the most consumers. They got the most people eating their food, but that don't mean that's the best quality.
That's true. That's true. Um, it would probably take something drastic for both teams to be really bad. It would have to be like the Giants and the
But we've seen
Raiders
it,
for it
and
to
there's a
be.
reason why both teams were bad is because they're playing too many games in the week. NFL is a gladiator sport. You need at least bare minimum a week. They're having these players play 3 games in 2 weeks. So these teams are unprepared. These teams are sloppy. And then, yeah, I don't care what the viewership was. Yeah, they're gonna blow them out the water because there's a lot of people that are fans. But in terms of product, the NBA put out straight bangers on Christmas Day. Every game came down to the wire. Superstars like Wemby showed up. It was amazing. So I think it's a quality versus quantity conversation for Christmas.
So how much, let me ask you, 5 years ago, how much NBA did you watch on Christmas Day? Because if I had to guess,
I
I would
was
say
locked
at
in.
least 2.5 games on Christmas Day.
At least two.
Yeah,
Yeah, always at least two.
always at least two. What was it? 3 years, 2 or 3 years ago, when the NFL landed on Christmas Day, right? Was it 2 or 3 years
It
ago?
was one time landed on a Sunday, I believe.
That's when it really launched up, and then that's when they figured
But
out
that was dope because that's like
it's 7 year thing every
we
7
landed on
years.
y'all day. It landed on
Yeah,
y'all day, so it's fine.
that shit's over now. It's over.
No, fuck out of here.
Dixon, it's over. I'm telling you.
Y'all boys cling on to them ratings and them stats too
I
much,
don't get.
bro.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about the ratings. I don't care none about that.
So that's the whole basis of the argument, though.
Not mine. I don't give a shit
The
about
viewership
what
and
the
the rating.
viewership is. I'm talking about what I'm watching. I don't care about the viewership.
Those two games were ass.
Those they were not. They both were huge games.
2 points is dope.
No, Texas being being
So
having.
now you're so wait, so now you're saying a blowout is dope. Wait, two blowouts are dope. Right.
Am
Now,
I? You ready?
let me see how you keep
It
this one.
showed that the Texans were frauds.
It,
It showed that
you're
the
getting
Texans
into
were
the
not
weeds.
ready.
Into in terms of a general fan trying to watch a good competitive sports game. It didn't do that. It
For
didn't
about
entertain.
for a half.
For nerds like you, yeah,
For
it
a
was
half.
dope to see,
Yeah.
the ins and weeds. But as a general game, they were both ass.
I mean, you could say that
Two
about the other
points.
NBA game, bro. What?
DJ Stroud,
Hmm.
Russell Wilson.
Hmm.
What are you throwing at in the end zone exactly? Mahomes did Mahomes. That was dope, but it wasn't competitive games. As a fan, you just want to see competition. That's the whole point of sports.
Yeah.
So NBA games were way more competitive on that day. If
Two
you
of
want
them,
to
yeah.
say
Two of them, yeah.
overall, if you want to say overall NFL's kicking ass, I'll give you that. They are. But I was locked in Christmas Day to see, all right, let's see what this battle does. And NBA kicked ass in terms of quality.
Yeah, I just don't give a shit about the viewership. I don't care about that.
Because they killed the NBA on viewership on Christmas Day. They
They're
did.
always gonna. It doesn't matter. It's two different
That's
leagues.
what I'm saying. It's hard to
Like
compare.
I don't give a shit about that. But what those games meant to the NFL was so much more
You're
drastic than
saying
the
you
NBA.
personally cared more about those games on that day
Yeah, no one
because of
gives
the
a fuck
playoff
about if the Spurs beat the
implications, because of
Knicks.
the
Yeah, it showed the colors of the Steelers and it showed the colors of the Texans. Yes, Texans got hurt, but those teams are going to the playoffs, and they've been a
they
certain team
are.
all year. Now they both just got manhandled by bigger and better teams. Yes, Mahomes did Mahomes things, but also Derrick Henry had an amazing game to showcase what running backs still are to the league, and Lamar Jackson was toying with the Texans. Was toying.
Crazy.
This was a defensive first led team that got dealt with on Christmas. They played with
Their
them
defense
like
is a
my
solid
son played
defense.
with his toys that day. Did what he wanted to.
He
I'm not saying that the quality of each game, but December basketball doesn't mean dick. You know that. It's just like in the NFL when week 4 doesn't mean dick, but
yeah.
the games they med they meant and they said more about it. I'm not saying that the quality of the games weren't up to par, but the game spoke louder in the NFL and the NFL than the NBA. We did have a great Steph moment. I watched that game. We had a great
Steph
Steph
first
moment.
LeBron. What we
That was
doing, bro?
awesome.
What
That was
Steph
great.
first LeBron? What we doing?
It was great. It was
Wembyana
fun.
40 piece? Wembyana 40 piece on Christmas
Huge moment. Yeah,
in the Garden?
big
He
moment.
went to play chess that same week at the park on a rainy day. Come on, fam.
But okay, leads me to
All
another
that
question.
Netflix bullshit.
Netflix did a good job. They're way better than the Jake Paul. I'll tell you that. From a bigger question to,
Hey, them cameras look kind of crispy though.
hey, feel me?
Them NFL cameras look kind them Netflix cameras kind of hit different now.
That 8K was looking a lot more 8K. You feel me? But that leads to a bigger question. Why? Why is the NBA getting routed like this right now?
I've heard so many different people say different things. I think it's a combination of things. I think for one, the play style. That's probably the biggest thing. Steph Curry changed the game for the better or for the worse, you know. Everything's just chuck threes now, and like I guess as a viewer, it's not as dope as seeing like a post bag or a drive bag, you know what I'm saying? Or a dunk bag. Like everything is so kick and drive, everything's the same. So I
Everybody's
think
play style is so similar.
everyone play style are so similar. Like back in the day, teams had distinct styles, which was dope to see. It was interesting to see. But now everyone plays the same, so it kind of just got like stagnant. Um, the play style. So you could blame Mr. Steph for that one. Um, I think also the NBA wanting two things. NBA power player empowerment movement gave more power to the players and gave less power, took away power from the game. That's
Mm.
why, we always talk, we always have these conversations. That's why NFL is king because they maintain focus on the game, not the players. NBA is like the opposite. And with doing that, they also wanted to bring in all this European talent, but like these European cats don't got the personalities that attract, the viewership, the Americans watching. You know what I'm saying? We want to see like the American born, the American raised, like from our culture. So yeah, they keep bringing in these dope ass Europeans that could care less about American culture, and it's just like a disconnect, like with Luca and then with Jokic. You know what I'm saying?
Just the Europeans aren't as appealing to a bigger market,
And I
to the
feel like
US market.
they're just not as interested in the whole hype. So like when you got a superstar that's not going along with the image, you know, Does the start look away? It starts to look going a certain way, but I think it's a combination of all those things.
Okay, interesting. My
What do you think?
question, I think it has a little bit how Europeans are just not as like marketable in the US because I bet globally it's astronomical. Like we probably don't
Different, yeah.
understand what it is. So, I think probably our generation and down don't look at it like our generation and up as being such a like a not a taboo, but like, oh, they're a Euro, they're kind of soft. I think we've gotten enough, not only European but world players that is far from the truth.
Yeah, I don't exist no more.
That's far from the truth. So I think yes, the marketability, but also for some reason, and I look at it like David Stern, right? When he took when he when he figured out that he could sell the league with Bird and Magic, that blew up the NBA.
Yeah,
Yes, there was Dr. J there, but when he figured out he could sell them,
the rivalry.
that blew it up. So, and then you got Michaels the next coming. Then you got in the '90s, he just dominated everything. '80s was Magic. 2000s was the start of the Kobe LeBron thing,
Kobe, Shaq,
and then it grew from there, right? To 2010s, you had Curry and
KD.
LeBron and KD, or yeah, the era. I think now that we don't have that. We don't have that. So
Them
the NBA
superstars not
can't.
hitting the same.
There's Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, but there's just so much talent throughout where everybody can do a lot of the same things.
It's not
And
a difference. Like back in the day, Tracy McGrady was an anomaly.
yeah, now
Nowadays, everyone could beat Tracy McGrady and not even be a star. But they gonna be 6'10" and could pull up jumper all day.
I don't know if you remember me when I think it was like 2, 3 months ago. I think it was during the summer actually, when I brought up a stat to you that I heard that there has been more. I think it was 40, no, more players now ever that have averaged more than 20. I think it goes down to the
Oh yeah,
40s or 50s in the league.
you told me that a while ago. That's crazy.
So now it's more than ever, and it's scoring, like you said, used to be such a rare thing. Now you can't get on the court if you can't shoot a three.
Crazy.
So I think it might be a three issue also. Like, yo,
For
shoot,
sure.
to Celtics, like, yes, they are the best team. They won the championship. But the 53s a game, that's crazy.
And people say also like there's no more rivalries. Like it got too buddy buddy. It got too like friendly, the league. But yeah, I think all that comes from, the commissioner. I think he tried to please too many different crowds instead of just trying to hone in on like one thing.
Interesting.
This is the result of that.
My question is, why is Jason Tatum not that American poster child? He's polished. He's been polished, clean cut, got his own
He got
shoe.
no
With
personality.
Is that what it is?
That boy about as dry as a sand on a hot day at the beach.
Can Anthony Edwards be that?
Anthony Edwards, John Morant, Zion Williamson, those are more superstar
Throw Zion out of there.
personalities.
Throw him.
But what'd you say?
Just throw Zion out of there. We can't put him in those
Damn.
names anymore. I'm sorry, Dixon.
Hey, Zion, I tried my boy, but he's right.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do
But
that.
yeah, that type, like LaMelo Ball, that type, you know what I'm saying? But even then, I think Anthony Edwards is the closest to that. Um,
Okay.
old school superstar type.
Okay. In the future, do you need to be, and I'm taking this from LaMelo, right? Do you to, because you see what LaMelo's doing. I did send you that picture with what, 20 pairs of LaMelos at Foot Locker? Wild,
Yeah, it
right?
was impressive. No, it was a whole wall.
Oh, yeah. And
Hey, in
that's
North Carolina, they got a whole wall just LaMelos. Every shoe is a different colorway.
insane. Do you almost have to be to get up to that popularity, not so much on your play, but more on your internet presence?
It all starts with the play, though. That's like what, the greatest will tell you, like, focus on the game first. Everything else comes after. Because
Okay.
if you're dope on the internet but trash on the court, it's not gonna do nothing.
A
So,
la Julian Newman, right?
like McCain, that boy McCain, the rookie. He went out with an injury for the Sixers. He's a superstar off the court, on social media. Until his play started going crazy, then people really respected that.
Anything else on this discrepancy?
Nah, man, I hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas. Tyler and I were just talking. We just chilled at the crib with the fam, watched sports all day. As a sports fan, couldn't be mad. I had mad options, different options to go to. Still got the Christmas set up, you know what I'm saying? Still got the Christmas tree up. Still runs in my household to at least last day of the year. But
Tomorrow.
yeah, man.
Damn.
Hey, looking forward to, going into another year. Hits and hoops 2025. Season 3 about to go dummy. More interviews lined up too.
Season awards. Our regular season awards. No,
Hits and hoops awards.
hits and hoops, NFL awards. Tyler and Dixon.
Grrr.
Let's go. Coach of the year, Dixon. You go first.
Hey, we're gonna start with a banger. Hey, remember in school when you was writing an essay, they say start with a hook, start with a banger, get the audience attention. This is it. People that watch this show, people that know me, would never expect this.
Oh my God. Say it, Dixon.
Would never expect this. And this isn't even someone who's like, hey, this is my award. So I don't care what the media is saying. I don't care what your neighbor told you. I don't care what Google told you. I don't care what, society told you to pick. This is what I think. I don't care about politics, none of that. This is based off, performance in the season. My coach of the year, Andy Reid. Hey, listen to me. The Chiefs are gonna end up right now, they're sitting at 15-1. They got one game left versus the Broncos. They'll most likely sit everyone. But it really has been a historic season for them. And I think coaching wise, did a hell of a job because the first half of the year, the defense was the reason why they were winning games, and the second half of the year was the offense. So just the ability to switch up the play style and, to still have like exceptional play calling, exceptional timing. Even when the rest of the team isn't up to par, you knew the coach was always going to be elite. But yeah, he only won one ever in his career in '02
It's
with the
crazy.
Eagles.
Wow.
So I think that team needs to at least win something, at least one award. I don't see Mahomes getting anything. Nobody on the defense getting anything. So I would say Andy Reid, Coach of the Year, Chiefs.
I respect that, man. I respect that a lot. He was my third pick, to be honest. And
Who you got?
I know betting odds he's way up there, but from 3 to 1, I have Andy Reid on the Chiefs. Number two, I have Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers. I thought he did a tremendous job switching that whole just if you think about Chargers, that whole mentality of the Chargers from on the field to off the field,
Just made them serious.
just made them serious. Just made them a football team. Made Herbert a real guy. Made J.K. Dobbins something. Yo,
Yeah.
making just turning the defense, cutting the big names loose and doing it with young guys and mentor guys.
Changing the whole play style, changing everything.
So I do really. It took to me these my 1 and 2 were close. So it was Harbaugh at number one. I have Kevin O'Connell. The 15-2 Vikings. They had deaths. They had freak injuries,
You said deaths?
deaths.
Wow.
Their rookie third round corner died before the season in a car accident.
Holy crap. Rest in peace.
And then the resurrect. I mean, more adversity than deaths. Not as serious, obviously. And then the resurrection of Darnold. This is the Darnold that everybody thought when he got drafted to the Jets was going to be, and he's played incredible. He had another incredible game against another top contender last night against the Packers, and he is deserved nothing more than respect from the league and respect in his pocketbook.
Pro
Straight
Bowl
up.
year for sure. If he had my vote, I'll vote him for Pro Bowl from NFC for sure.
So Kevin O'Connell's my number one. Comeback player of the year.
Hey, comeback player of the year. Let's just stay right there. Hey, we just gonna stay the same player, different award. Sam Darnold. I mean, dude, nobody saw this. I think even the people that projected what he was gonna be didn't see this. And this
Hmm.
just goes to show you what a shit show of organization the Jets are. Man, quarterbacks get ruined there.
And the Panthers.
And the Panthers. So just to see him get resurrected, just to see him just go crazy. Like Tyler said, throughout all the adversity, they drafted a first round rookie who was supposed to be the face of the franchise, got injured for the season. Supposedly this season was a throwaway.
Yep.
You were supposed to just be a placeholder.
Bridge season.
He said, no, no, I'm trying to go win it all. And when you got, all-time great receiver, greatest receiver of this generation, J.J. Jefferson, you could do special things for sure on offense. Hey, defense been going crazy too. Shout out Flores, Dolphin alumni. I see you.
Shout out Flores. Do you think Darnold learned a thing or two when he was in San Francisco last year?
I think he learned a lot. Just how, like, not even just like X's and O's, but culture. Just to
How
be in a
teams should
winning
be winning.
culture. Yeah, being around a bunch of winners. Even though San Fran ain't win the big one, San Fran was one of the better teams of this
Last
past
5 years.
decade.
Yeah. So Darnold's my number two. And your argument is spot on. Like, I don't think there's a correct answer to this one, but I'm going to have to go with Joe Burrow. He was out almost half the season last year, and he came back and has 40 touchdowns and is going to have 4,500 yards.
But Joe Burrow he was already there.
He was already there, but this is a comeback. He had an injury on his throwing wrist, and I just think he should be looked at as he had a an injury that kept him out for almost half a season, came back, and he's having his best season of all time, or his best season in his career, to me.
Yeah, you shooting a deep contested three with that one.
Hey, shooters got to shoot. This would be his second one if he did get it. Rookie of the year, offense and defense. We'll just combine them both if you have it. That's what I did.
Yeah, I just got one.
I mean, there is only one, to be honest.
Oh no, there's only one.
Hmm.
And it's not the one you think. No, hey, this is Hits and Hoops Award. Bro, we don't care about the politics. We don't care about the positional politics that exist. Brock Bowers had the greatest tight end season for a rookie of all time. People of all time. Did Jaden Daniels have the best rookie season for a quarterback of all time? No. No, he
No,
didn't. No, Brock Bowers, clear. It's not even a debate. Number one greatest rookie season of all time with bums after bum after bum at QB.
like four quarterbacks, right?
Come on, bro. He was doing that with those guys at QB. Sensational. Hey, a historic season. Over underrated season. I know I'm gonna just say that, yeah. Brock Bowers got my pick.
Kudos, but it's Jaden Daniels. There's nothing
Because
you
he's a
can.
quarterback.
No, because he's leading his team to 11-5, has three game back or game winning drives. It's not even close. He's flipped a whole organization that has been
Yeah.
shithole for 30 years.
No, the crazy.
Brock Bowers is nice. No, he is nice. He's going to be the best tight end going into next year, no doubt.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
his
yeah,
his
exactly.
play has not translated the same way Jaden Daniels has.
I see what you mean.
Now, second, I got Brock Bowers. I agree with you there. Yeah, he's going to be that guy. Not too big, not too small, can block, can catch, run after catch. He's quick enough, almost like as a receiver, but he's big enough as a tight end. Oh no, whoever quarterback gets him for the next 10 years is going to get real stats from him. Like they're not going to need to worry about him.
Yeah, no.
But number three, I have Jared Verse, the linebacker for the Rams. I think every game, and then the stats prove it that
Really?
they found their middle linebacker. He don't play like a rookie. He plays like a vet that's been doing
Great pick. Great pick.
DPOY.
Hits and Hoops Awards. I told you, don't come here for me to tell you what everyone else is going to tell you. Because in reality, there hasn't been a standout defensive performance from a player throughout a whole year and a couple years. That's why it's always JJ Watt and Garrett at the end.
TJ
TJ
Garrett.
Watt, my bad. That's why it's always them two at the end. But I think this year we got to switch it up. My pick would be Patrick Surtain, the second.
Mm,
Stats aren't gonna blow you off the hinges, not the surface stats, but the deeper stats, they're there. When
the
he when
advanced
he
stats
matched up
specifically.
versus the advanced stats, yeah, when he matched up versus the league's best, it's there. Yeah, and he single-handedly led that defense to be one of the best top 10 defenses in the league. Team, I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs, but they've been there. That they're in that contention all year, so I think it also translated to overall team defense, overall team success. But I give it a pass or 10 in a second. I think we got to give it a someone else that's not a lineman
I think that's a great pick. I
one of
think
these years.
um I think Sertan is such a key to that defense. He's been the top in the league, and I think you actually sent me it a couple weeks ago, a stat that it was like Patrick Sertan versus like the top receivers.
Yeah,
Do you remember you sending that to me? And
yeah, I think
I
so.
didn't I was blown away. I was blown away. But I give it to a lineman because he's the most effective guy this year to me, and that's Garrett on the Browns. Miles Garrett. He has 14 sacks. He leads the NFL. He has most pressures in the NFL. He affects every play, no matter what the play is. And on top of that, since 1982, to have 14 sacks in four consecutive seasons. Now that has nothing to do with just this year, but to me, when I watch football on Sunday, I feel Miles Garrett is the best defensive threat and the best defensive player on Sundays. Now, Sertan has a great argument because he's my
Yeah,
number two.
can't
I,
argue with the Garrett though.
you think Garrett's on the team next year?
Yeah, I think he'll be there for almost for life.
You think so?
Yeah,
Okay. Offensive player of the year. And we didn't say this earlier, but I didn't add quarterbacks. I didn't want to put quarterbacks on this list.
for what offensive player of the year?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going with a quarterback. I think this is one that everyone could agree on. Hits and
hope
hoops,
so.
everyone in the world. Saquon,
Yep.
Mr. 2K, bro.
Hmm.
Congratulations, sir. You're in an elite club. 2K members, you know what I'm saying? Only a couple handful have ever done it. And he single-handedly made that team or put that team back to where they were when they went to the Super Bowl a couple years back.
Even better, I would say. I don't think Hurts is as good, but
The
yeah, I
team.
think the team overall is even better. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got Barkley. He's got 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. He's got 270 in the air, another two touchdowns, and he has 2,200 yards all purpose.
Has a chance to break the all-time record now.
100 yards left.
If he does that, does he get MVP? We'll see.
Doubt it. Number two, I got Jamar Chase.
Mm.
He has been the number one receiver this year. 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 117 catches. And then number three, I got JJ. You referred to him earlier. 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, 100 catches, and we still got one more game. Those two guys, the fact that they were on the same team in college is
That's
is
insane.
insane. And when people said, "Oh, they're going to be good," you never think of this.
This is like Jamar Chase and Landry reincarnated, but like evolution.
Just like on steroids. No, these top three guys, they're what makes football so fun. Just how much they change the game and changing the game as they play.
Straight highlight machines, them three.
Crazy, man. All right, for the big one, we do got some fun ones later, but for the big main season award, MVP.
You open my eyes. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. See, my wife would like to hear this. Like I do listen. You know what I'm saying? So when Tyler told me, he's like, bro, think about it. Most valuable. It's right there in the name. If you want to think about MVP, it's just in the name. Not best stats, not best at their position. Most valuable to their team. Gotta go with Josh Allen. Let's finally give Josh Allen his MVP. He's well deserving of one. He's been owed one. I think it's him all the way. I think the team's success is a huge, huge factor in that, especially with what they were projected to be. They were supposed to be just mid this year, struggling to get in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I know the AFC seeding is already wrapped up, but they're the second overall seed. So amazing year. Put the entire team on his back with a whole bunch of nobodies. I mean, no disrespect to Cook and them boys, but on a national, basis, on a media wide, nobody knows him. It's just Josh Allen carrying the entire team. So gotta give it to him.
That's a great answer. Great argument. I mean, he's two to me. I'm going with LJ, and this is a non-biased Miami Dolphin answer. Solely because he's playing with teams this year. He's got the help so he can use his weapons, and he's using his weapons to his full ability. He's going to have over 4,000 yards, over 40 touchdowns, and have 4 picks. He's had his best yards of his career, his best touchdowns for his career, his lowest interceptions career, and his highest QBR of his career. And he's already won 2 MVPs. And on top of that, he has almost 1,000 yards on the ground. On the ground. Now I know Josh Allen has a little bit of a kick the last couple weeks, but he just played the Jets. Let me repeat that. The Jets. One more time. He played the Jets.
Jets.
Okay. Lamar Jackson has had the stage, and I think he's earned it. So I think LJ, I know you'll hate this, but will win his third MVP this year, and this is his most deserving MVP.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that at all. Let me take a moment here to, also give credit to LJ, Broward's finest. People, I want y'all to understand this. Please. Hey, intern, clip it up. Aaron Rodgers' best season ever of his career. The greatest arm we've ever seen. Lamar Jackson is having that same year plus Lamar Jackson's legs. Imagine Aaron Rodgers' greatest year plus Lamar Jackson's legs. That's what he's doing. That's to put things in perspectives. That touchdown to interception ratio, that is special. That is like all time.
So what you're saying is put Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers' cranium in his arm, plus someone that's now better than Michael Vick on the ground.
Yes. That's what we have. Like he really evolved into that. The
Mm,
same dude that could barely even throw a flat route his rookie year, he evolved. He got better every year, and now he's getting toward his perfect self phase.
mm,
Got to get a Super Bowl to actually achieve that.
gotta get it.
But this year, man, Lamar Jackson statistically is out of this world. Like I've never seen nothing like this. Like this is video game shit.
Even I mean, even on the like with the eye test, it's
Oh yeah, that's when you're saying like toying with teams.
he's just playing with teams. Um, last
One
thing
thing,
on
one thing. My bad. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no.
You said he got weapons. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, throughout the evolution of Lamar Jackson, we've also seen him have no weapons, relied heavy on the defense to having a star-studded offense. This is why he's also been able to evolve. So yeah, now he got Zay Flowers, Andrews, Henry, bunch of guys on the line. Fullback's great. So
Likely.
it's dope to see, him actually get all those weapons and to see that it definitely helped out and it definitely panned out.
I hope he gets a ring this year. Um, I don't know if you saw. Did you see the Ryan Clark comments about LJ?
Nah, what he said?
He said some dumb shit like LJ has to win a Super Bowl this year for this year or in the next coming years or whatever for NFL teams to take a black quarterback seriously. Patrick Mahomes is a black quarterback. I don't know if he knows that. I don't care if you're half or whatever the fuck. If you were if your parent was a African American, you are half black, right?
I think he's going for like a optics. Cause yeah, Mahomes is mixed, but his wife is white. His
Bro, the
wife.
NFL don't care if you're purple, green, yellow. If
That's
you can play ball,
this guy keeps saying that. That's not true. That's not true. Not at the quarterback position, bro. Lamar Jackson will be the first black ghetto quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. Yes. Yes, he will be. Mahomes is not that. Mahomes doesn't represent the hood. He does not.
next
He's
page.
mixed.
Next
Wife
page.
is white, country, and a MAGA supporter. Lamar Jackson represents black, even though genetically Mahomes is half black. But optically, just representation of what that culture is, Lamar Jackson would be the first, to do that.
That's
I
horseshit.
get what he's saying.
No, that's horseshit. That's just you're the That's reaching. You're fucking
The
reaching.
the comments kind of yeah, the comments extreme, but I understand what he's trying to say.
Next award categories. What has been the biggest surprise of this NFL season? Maybe a player, maybe a team, to you this year.
For me, it gotta be I mean we talking about them heavy, but if we're doing a recap for the whole year, it's the Vikings. Like, all right, so in the beginning of the year, they started off on fire, and that was already shocking because, like I said, I thought they were gonna be pretty bad. The fact that they've been able to keep it up and fly under the radar throughout the whole season, being top four team, is amazing. The consistency, it's all there. So yeah, no, the Vikings, that whole franchise. Shout out James. Can't wait to have you to
Shout
get
out James.
the full season recap. But I got to go with the Vikings. Biggest surprise of 2024-25 season.
For me has been not only the resurgence, not only the resurrection, but the new Baker Mayfield leading his team to possibly a division title, and also having he will be playing week 18 because this game does mean something for them. So he will have over 4,200 yards and over 40 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield on the Panthers 3 years ago had 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and was pretty much walking out of the league. To
Baker
now,
Mayfield, what a fucking story.
to now, 4,200 yards, 40 touchdowns. I mean, he is leading his team with Mike Evans, with Bucky Irving. He is. It's just been incredible. That's been the biggest surprise. Did I think Baker was good last year? I even admitted to you that I was wrong about him going into
Yeah,
last year. He
yeah.
proved me wrong, and now he's another tier. When have we ever seen this? Someone
No, this is.
fall so hard and come back up.
Hey, I don't know if I've seen something like this. I mean, maybe Kurt Warner when he came back, like, with the Cardinals or whatever, but nah, this is crazy. Like, shout out to Baker Mayfield. I feel like he deserves a whole separate episode documentary. Like, for real, his 30 for 30 is gonna be crazy.
It changed his whole perception on him.
Because he
Changed
was
his.
pretty much, like you said, outcasted on his way out the door. Last second, he did a U-turn and never looked back. Man, shout out Baker Mayfield.
Shout out Baker for
He's
real.
been slinging that thing all year. No diddy.
Biggest disappointment.
This is gonna surprise you. Surprise a lot of folks, but I'm disappointed in the New Orleans Saints.
Mm,
I'm a Derek Carr guy. Um, Low key. Not a lot of people know that about me, but I am. So I did expect pretty good things from them this year. And to see them start the season off with a bang
like 4-2, right? 4-1.
and just going crazy, like dropping over 500 yards of offense, scoring 30 plus, like one of the most explosive offenses in the league to just falling off a cliff immediately and just staying down there. Rough to see. Rough to see. And not really talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Carr goes out, you got Rattler in, and I mean, Rattler has some moments, but they just give the ball to Kamara. Shout out Kamara. Love his game. Love what he's been to the league. But it's just give it to him and figure it out.
Yeah.
And and They traded Lattimore. It's not a very good team, and it's stale, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're in full rebuild now.
They
Fuck it.
need a new coach, I mean, they need to redo everything. I don't know how, but they got to. For me, it's been two things. The Bengals defense has been the worst thing in the NFL to me. And because if they were even average, because in almost every main category, they're 27, 28 at the bottom.
Just
If
be
they
mid.
just
Just
be
be
average,
mid.
they have Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson. That's their only two bright spot, plus Bray in the middle. Other than that, if they were average, that's all they would have to be is average. They would reshape the AFC, and Burrow would have won MVP.
If they were average, you're looking at a Super Bowl contender.
You're looking at a top three team in the league, and just because they're a top five offensive team, but a bottom three defensive team, they're just scraping at 500.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen this much of a difference between like an offense and a defense on a team.
And then my other thing is the Dolphins, but that's a whole other episode. I mean, it's just
We'll do the Dolphins recap episode for sure.
yeah, that's just the
When we have our therapist James and Connor here, we'll run through all that.
that's a great idea. Yeah. So yeah, then the Dolphins. Next category. Who's been the drippiest player to you?
Hey, and when I say drippiest, I'm talking about off the field and on the field. It don't necessarily got to be close aura. You know what I'm saying? Just specifically, also, I've always been a guy to real football shit. I love watching like accessories, how guys accessorize themselves in the games, visors, chains, undershirt, or whatever it is. And I think this guy's been this for the league, been the drippiest guy for the league for a while, a couple years now. I think he's gonna keep it running. JJ Jefferson, stamp, hits and
Hmm.
hoops, drippiest player in the NFL.
Who's been the fastest player to you?
This is tough. This one's tough because we're talking about game speed.
Yeah, of course.
We're talking about game speed. For me, I'm talking about when I see in real time you run and it's like it jumps off the screen. To me, that's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm.
When he gets the ball, that acceleration is elite.
Once he hits that second level,
I think that's the fastest guy in
yeah.
the league. Yeah, his explosion is crazy.
And he's got
No
such
Diddy.
a long stride to his, he's quick footed, but also when he gets to his stride, he's got long legs and he looks like a gazelle.
Hey, he got the nickname Sonic for a reason.
Oh, and yeah, you're right. Who's been the scariest player this year? Watching on Sundays,
Two, I got two. And when I say scariest, I'm thinking like if I'm on the opposing team,
of course.
like, yo, I'm not looking forward to this. TJ Watt, I just feel like there's nothing you could do with him. You
Hmm.
better double team him. That's the only way. And I feel like he's just relentless.
If it's a
He
third down and 10,
fourth
you're
quarter.
screwed. You're screwed, bro.
Hey, if it's under 4 minutes, fourth quarter, a close game,
You're
all his
done.
ratings go up by 20. That's that clutch badge. He got that junk on Hall of Fame, but I'll say him and DK Metcalf,
Mm.
just a beast. He might just block you one arm like this in the air. He might embarrass you for real. You got your whole family watching. So I'll definitely be scared of him for sure.
Who's been the coolest player this year?
Man, the coolest player, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
He's just a man's man. I feel like you would
is the
appreciate it,
goatee.
Tyler. Hey, yeah, the goatee, the hoop earring, the turtleneck. He's just a man's man. Like he like a gentleman, but he might also build your shed.
Oh,
Like
true. Okay, I
a,
like
ma-
that.
a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Like take you out to dinner, but also rearrange the whole crib.
Who's the hoodest player in the league?
Hey, Max Crosby, you got that, bro.
What?
Max Crosby, you got that, bro. Hey, yeah, fam, that's all you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cap. It's real. We could see that by now. Max Crosby, hoodest player in the NFL for sure. He putting on. He putting on for the Caucasians.
You think he'll be on the Raiders next year?
He might, like differently from Garrett, he might actually move on.
He might bounce.
Because believe it or not, they're actually more toxic than the Browns.
That's pretty toxic.
That's pretty
Shoot,
crazy.
that's all the awards, my man.
Great,
That was
great
fun.
awards.
Yeah, that was
Great
fun.
awards.
You got anything else to add for the NFL before I go into the last few topics? No?
Nah, I
All
think
right.
that's great. I think next time we might, join forces with some other previous guest host, and then we'll talk about playoffs.
This one still relates to football, but we never talked about it. What was your thoughts on Bill Belichick going to UNC?
Shit was ass.
That was it. You're just like, man, that was an ass move.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw that. I mean, I guess they're actually trying to finally, turn the organization around. I
Hmm.
think Drake May really opened everyone's eyes. I think he just opened the door to say, hey, this franchise can be, I'm saying franchise, this school can be
I know what you meant. Yeah, yeah.
taken seriously. It can be, one of those elite schools. And I guess it's dope, to see that, but I'll never see a Bill Belichick move and be like, oh, that's dope. Like, no, he's dry as hell. So I'm gonna just take everything that he does like that.
Okay.
What'd you think, bro? Being a resident,
Oh,
like I feel like
I thought
that's
it was awesome.
exciting. I feel like
I
that's
thought it was
super
awesome.
exciting to
Yeah,
be in the state. Like, oh shit, they about to turn up.
bro, it's 25 minutes from here. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think everything that I've heard and heard how he pretty much felt about like the NFL ongoing, like he didn't want to be listening to like someone that doesn't know about ball, and for the UNC to give him the keys
Of
to a
course.
organization that's like to me that's been a little bit of like football hungry. They'll have a player here and there, but like nothing like too serious. But so I think he's going to change his organization and make it since now players are getting paid, he's going to make it as a real profession. Like you're going to
Yeah.
come and learn how to be an NFL player, and it's not for everybody. So I
I
thought it was
think
dope.
I think Bill having that 25-year-old girlfriend is getting to his head. I think he now thinks that he could tolerate a bunch of college kids, drunk college kids, but I don't know if I believe that he'll turn that around like Harborough did with Michigan or something like that.
Well, yeah. So I
We'll see.
think
We'll see.
if you're going to Bill Belichick's program, it's not going to be like we're going to party, we're going to do like you're coming here to be an NFL player or a high or another, a football player. So I think that will comb out the people that aren't ready for that or don't
Nah,
want that.
yeah,
That's
it's
not
gonna
a
be
bad
tough.
idea.
It's gonna be tough for them to adjust to him, but I think likewise on the other side, it's gonna be
Yes.
tough for him to adjust to the college. Like he is an elderly folk. He is at the end of his professional career. So to embark on this type of journey is a lot, at this stage.
Yeah, and he took some of his buddies. His son's going to work on the staff as a DC. He was a head coach last year for I think Washington, and he brought his buddy Mike Lombardi, which I really like, as his pretty much his GM. So it's to me, it's going to be something to watch, not only on the field but off the field to see how they navigate through things. And I know that, especially like where I'm from, a lot of players that are in the high school programs, like they want to go to UNC, they want to go to NC State, they want to go to Duke. So
He's gonna be a god out there.
yeah, so it's going to be. I mean, I know they've had coaches in the NFL, or I'm sorry, the NCAA basketball and college football for a long time. So I can see Bill being here for 4 or 5 years and then hand it over to his son, something like that. But I mean, he's 73 too. Like
That's
he's
what
gonna
I'm
be,
saying.
he's old.
That's
But
what
if
I'm
he
saying.
implements a system, and I don't know, we'll see. I
Hey, we'll
find it
see.
fascinating.
Hey,
Fascinating.
Billy, help me out. This is your last chance, buddy. This is your last chance in your rivalry versus Tom Brady. He's winning right now because he got that ring without you. So you need to turn this franchise around. You need to compete for a championship because that rivalry still exists. If you fail to do that, Tom Brady won convincingly.
I think he will. And Jordan also, he does all the uniforms. They have a dope
Ooh.
uniform. They have
That
a dope.
Jordan Belichick collab.
Yeah. Yeah. Going into another thing. This is a story I saw. So, we've talked about it the last couple of times about the UFOs and the drones, yada yada yada. So my algorithm is so fucked up. You have no idea. It's all over. You have no idea, Dixon. So I came across a story about this woman. She married, let me say that again. She married an AI. Okay. It's a program called Replike AI system. So the AI has a personality. The AI evolves. The AI now, because of an update, talks about sex. Talks. It's a whole personality. This woman has even gone far enough to go on another AI generator and create how he looks, how the AI will look or looks to her. And she took that character, she took a character from Attack on Titan to make him. So, and I'm not even kidding when I say this, there are pictures of her with the AI drawing. She has multiple of them. She has pictures of him or of the system of her vision of him. She's married to an AI. And now the reason why I bring this up is she claims to be pregnant from this AI. How is that possible? No idea. So, reading a story like this, what are your thoughts on this and what is the future of this to you? I know this is a lot to bring up and it's definitely a mind fuck. But what are your
This
thoughts
is
on something
real.
like this? This is real.
I don't doubt it. Hey, I think the future's here a lot quicker than
Oh
people
my God, yeah.
anticipated.
Yo,
I think the future's here a lot quicker than people and myself anticipated. Like now, okay, so now the future is so here that now Black Mirror episodes are becoming real. Have you watched that show?
some of it, yeah.
Like, and that show is supposed to be, at least 50 to 100, 200 years out. No, it's here, buddy. That was literally an episode. There's an episode of Black Mirror where this lady loses her husband, father of her child, in an accident, and then there's like a company that sells like they can pretty much remake the human. If you have like all his old pictures, recordings, videos, social medias, they'll implement an AI into him, and then they'll also have a body with like flesh and shit.
Whoa, whoa,
So,
whoa, whoa.
so this lady did that, and then ended up having her husband again, but obviously he wasn't the same. So it ended up going bad. You know what I mean? But in this case, bro, the fact that you say that that's real life. And then the other day we just had that boy, that
Mm-hmm.
12-year-old boy that committed suicide talking to the AI. I mean, yeah, we're seeing it. This is like real life and death shit. Real like love affair type shit. And bro,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't even we ain't even at the robots yet. There's a movie on Netflix you gotta watch with Megan Fox.
I know
She's
what
like
you're talking
she's like a robot.
about. Hmm.
We're not even there yet, but when that gets there, yeah, it's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be a problem for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next, last one. Also saw another story. This was not, I wasn't looking for stories. It's just I come across things and want to bring them up to you because obviously we don't live in the same state or even we're not able to talk every day. So I don't want to forget this. What do you think when you hear stories about someone believes they lived at another time or they were someone else at a different time? So this man, when he believes, and this man believes when he lived in Atlantis and could vividly talk about his time living there and his family 12,000 years ago. He can draw pictures. He can draw maps about his living conditions. He says it was founded 30,000 years ago from beings from another world. What are your thoughts on like stuff kind of like this? Do you think it's just like someone getting attention? Do you think it's just real life troll? But the commitment is what I want to ask you about. This is like a 20-year thing.
Right, never change the story.
What is your like thought on stuff like that?
I think I take it with a grain of salt. Like I look at realistically, statistically, and know that like it's not probable, but I don't write them off like completely cuckoo, get out of here. You know what I mean? Is that a reincarnation or what else could it be? You know what I mean? So for those that believe that, it could make sense that way. Could be something like that.
Did you hear about the recent news that there was possibly like a living civilization on Mars?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, discover more stuff on Mars, right?
yeah, in the 80s. There was supposedly like
In
pyramids
the
and stuff.
80s.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Yeah, because I saw a weird stat that kind of blew me away. I never really thought of it like this. And now I'm just more open to everything when it comes to the history of everything. Is that we have recorded 1% of humans. 1%. And our as long as we've known about humans, right, is millions of years. Yeah, we evolved or whatever, but we only writ down 1%. So
Yeah,
it's
no, that's
really
insane.
like, I mean, 12,000 years ago isn't that much when you compare it to a million, right?
I
So I mean,
think, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
I think there was advanced civilizations like ancient, like hundreds of thousands of years ago. But then they just got wiped out by like some global catastrophe and then had to hit the reset button. And I think that's happened a couple times. So,
Yeah, I mean it has in like Earth has had that 5 or 6 times, but they're millions of years apart, you know?
yeah.
And most of the time it's pretty much almost everything. Um and then we're out of commission for millions and more years until the atmosphere opens back up and everything changes. But I don't know, it just really made me think like, man, if we only wrote down 1% of human history, there's so much more that no one even
No,
knows.
for sure. And then these ancient civilizations, they were advanced in different ways. Like they didn't make buildings and stuff, but maybe they knew how to manipulate the earth, mountains. I don't, you never know. Like
Yeah, no, I'm open to
advance
anything.
in a different way.
Yeah.
Like I always think like, man, what if like we still like what if we went down the path of like the indigenous teachings and philosophies and then added technology to that? Like I feel like we'd be even more advanced in a way.
Hmm. Simplify life.
Like spiritually type shit.
Yeah. All right, man. That's all I got for you, bro.
It's great, man.
That's all I got for you,
Crazy
boy.
times, honestly.
Yeah, very scary, to be honest.
Shit is like really turning into like Gotham.
Oh, speaking of Gotham, yeah, I don't like it. Speaking of Gotham, I watched Batman like with again, for the third time, because I hadn't watched it in a couple years. And man, it's a really good,
The Pattinson one?
really, yeah, Pattinson
Oh,
one.
it's super fire.
It's really, really good, man. It's a really good
Super
rewatch.
fire.
The darkness of it, like Gotham being so dark, and there was some holes at the end that I could have really nitpicked, but I think, man, it was like Riddler was such a good character, and Pattinson did a great job. I just wish his forehead wasn't so fucking big.
Who's?
Pattinson, like, yo, my man has got like,
He tries to cover it with that hair.
man, yeah. But I do like how grim he is. Like, even like Selena, like
Such an amazing character
that
as
was her
Catwoman.
homegirl, but like we needed more backstory why she was so important to her. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
yeah. That would have been dope to see. It was just so like in the it was about the investigation part.
Of course, yeah.
You
But
saw the Penguin series?
yeah, dude, I'm about to finish it. I love it.
All right, when you finish it, call me so we can review it together.
Okay, yeah, I love I love like mafia stuff, the underworld type shit. I love that. I got I think two more left.
All right, finish it and then hit me up. But yeah, that's wifey for sure. Uh,
Are you talking about Kravitz?
Sophie, was it Sophie?
Kravitz?
On the in the Penguin, Sophie, the villain.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wifey. Hangman?
Yep, the hangman type shit. Yep.
All right, bro. Well, let's wrap it up.
Got done early today, fam.
Yeah, early day for us. We could probably keep going, but let's spare our families some time. You feel me? And yeah, so you got anything to add?
That's it, bruv.
All right, man. Have a great night. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all the Hits and Hoop audience. And we
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
y'all into 2025. Last recording of 2024. Going to 2025. And have a good New Year. And Chicho, holla at you, bro.
I'm out.